Hello everybody, I hope you're all well, and I'm just going to start us on with a little footnote. Over the next sort of few weeks or so, 2-3 weeks, I'm actually going to be moving house, which does mean that I'm going to be taking down my office and obviously everything else that I own. So, with that in mind, there may be a few weeks that are coming up where I decide to just release a few less videos because I just don't have the time or I just don't have the access to the shirts that I maybe need. So I might be releasing 2 videos, 1 videos, possibly no videos. So if you do see a week where I don't post as much or at all, that's the reason. Maybe I'll document the little process of sort of taking it down and then sort of setting up my new place. I think my new place should be just good enough to fit most of my shirts in at the very least. And then once I'm up and running, videos will be commencing at the usual rate. So yeah, it's kind of exciting. I mean, there's a lot of shirts to transport, but I have boxes and whatnot, so it shouldn't be too difficult. But today I actually do have a brand new shirt to show you today. I bought it probably a month ago now, but it's one that I've had on my radar for probably a couple of years. I think that's probably since it's been released is a couple of years. And the primary reason why I wanted it was just because of the color combination. It's absolutely terrible, but it's a color combination that I don't think I have in my collection. I certainly don't have in my collection. I don't think it's ever been used before, and probably won't ever be replicated. I'm kind of glad I did buy it though, because it doesn't have it available in my size anymore. So I suppose the thing to do is to open it up and show you what I've actually gone for. So, okay, so it is of course a classic football shirts one, which they've changed their thing now, and they're trying to sell their American sort of apparel. Okay. Does that mean there's a trading card? There is a trading card, and it's, I don't think I have, Di Canio. Looks like he's performing a trademark volley there. He's wearing the Fila Dr. Martens home shirt. How about that? So that's kind of cool. But there's a shirt. There shouldn't be anything else in there. Now then, there is a version of the front there. I can see a tag. It does say medium, so that's fine. And then there is the front there showing the crest and whatnot. Now, you might be able to pick up the colour there, possibly. It's actually not quite the colour I was anticipating, to be honest, but it's still pretty terrible. Let's get it open. Da-da-da. Just shows you that sometimes the images online don't always do it justice. Anyway, let's look at the rear of the shirt, shall we? That's close enough. So you have... There's the back. You've got this giant sponsor on the top of the neck, and you've also got some text on the neck there, which is Vahiri or Vari Libi. My German pronunciations are terrible, or should I say, Swiss German pronunciation is terrible. And then, if we look at the front of the shirt, there we go. Continuation of that amazing color combination there. And if you're a little bit keen, and you might see a little bit of an embossed pattern there, which should be a mountain range if you're seeing it the same way that I am at the very least. But there it is. That's pretty cool. I suspect there's probably quite a number of you that already know who the club is. They're not super uncommon. They actually were, I mean, I won't say great, but they were half decent when I was slowly getting into football, way back in sort of the mid-2000s when I was watching European football. I think they were floating around the Champions League, possibly playing against Arsenal in the group stage. So whenever I think back to that period of time, I think that all the teams are still just as good. Reality is that most of them either don't exist anymore or just dropped off. This is one of those teams. But the colour combination. So when I bought this and when I saw it online, I really anticipated that this main body to be brown. It's not brown really, I'd say. It's like a dark camouflage green, especially in contrast to the lime luminous green, which obviously adorns the cuffs and the Macron hero. But that's pretty cool. I was kind of hoping it was going to be brown so I can add it to the brown collection, because obviously there's not many of those floating around. But you know what? That's not too bad. So let's just dress the mannequin and I'll come back to you with a little bit more about the shirt and the club itself. Okay then, there's the shirt, and it's, it's pretty cool, I think. I'm pleased with this purchase. But who is the club? Well, of course, it says it in big letters there. It's FC Thun, SC Thun. I don't even know how you pronounce that, to be honest. And it's their away shirt from 2020 2021, so it's a few seasons old now. And I did, of course, buy this one from Classic Football Shirts. I bought it for £31.49, something like that after discounts. They do retail at £34.99, though you're only going to be able to buy it, certainly at recording, in extra large sizing. So CFS do generally get a Macron clearance at some point during the year. It seems to drop randomly, though this season they've got a lot of their newer stuff also available to buy. And I must admit, as soon as I saw this one released, like I mentioned, I thought it was going to be browner than this is, and I really wanted to add it to my collection. But on the Macron website, of course, generally the prices are really high, 60, 70, 80 pounds, especially for a Swiss team, which is of course where they are based. But when it dropped on Classic Football Shirts, I did that trick of just waiting forever for some reason, like it was going to drop further in price. Obviously it didn't, but luckily I was able to possibly maybe just even steal the last medium. So, you know, I'm pretty pleased with this one. The club was founded in 1898. A lot of teams in Switzerland are rather old. They seem to have adopted football quicker than most places, probably influenced by sort of English and Scottish travellers who would have gone across to Switzerland. And they come from the town of Thun. They typically play in red and white, which is sort of on their coat of arms and the flag of Thun. And of course, you can see that sort of present there on the collar there. So you know, it's a nice little difference. Of course, it's in the crest of the club anyway. Now this season, their current away shirt is purple, and it looks pretty good because it's got embossed the sort of the year of the founding, 1898. Within the body there, so that's quite cool. They do currently play in the Swiss Challenge League, which is the second division in Switzerland. They haven't been in the top division for a couple of years now. Maybe 2018-19 was probably the last time they featured in that one. Last season they finished bang on mid-table 5th, so it was a pretty plain season for them. This season, the season has already begun. Most teams have played 5 games. These lot have played 4 games, at least at time of recording, and they've not won a game yet. So it could be quite a long season for them. So they've not really had much success in all of the years that they've existed. I think probably the best thing they ever did was reach the Swiss Cup final in 2018-2019, where they lost to Basel, of course. Unpredictably, they lost to them 2-1. So that'd been quite a nice little thing for them to win. As for the colour set, I just went for it because it's not really a colour set you see too commonly. Especially with the lime green, I quite like that. But it looks okay, doesn't it? It's interesting. Let's just leave it at that. And you know, it's got the graphic of the Swiss mountains on the front there. Macron do like to sort of emboss and put little details on, which is obviously why they are one of my favourite manufacturers going ahead there. And then on the back, like I mentioned, it has Vari Liebe, which is sort of Swiss German for true love, and it seems to be like a club motto because most of the shirts that they have it sort of present either on the neckline or the inside of the collar, which it also has on this one. So it seems to be one of their sort of trademark sayings there. It's been quite a long time since I bought a Swiss shirt, primarily because they are really expensive. I mean, it's Switzerland, so that's generally the case. And also I've got, well, this is my 7th one, and their league is not as big as other ones. They maybe only have 10 in each division. So it's one of those things where it's not often they appear, and if I do want to buy them, I probably have to buy them direct, and that generally means I'm going to be paying over £100 for a shirt, which for some of them, most of them have not been amazing. Though, of course, I did mention previously the Basel shirt, especially that particular away one. It's very, very nice. And of course, it's manufactured by Macron again, so, you know, it's bound to be good. But I'm just pleased with it. It was a pretty decent price. I was going to actually buy it from the Macron website at some point last season for £50. So to pick it up for £31.49 is, in my opinion, quite a good little deal there. But yeah, that's it. That's just a pretty simple shirt. It's pretty cool. It's different. Let me know if you have any Swiss teams other than Basel. They don't count because everyone has a Basel shirt. It's not that difficult. And yeah, as always, thank you guys for watching my videos, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.